Hello, welcome my beautiful angels. It's Peaceful Paradise 7. Today I want to discuss subject of how not to give in to other people, how to stand your ground, how to make sure that you're going to live your life on your terms, not on other people. I feel like this topic is so close to my heart because I think it took me many years to realize that my life, it only belongs to me. I don't have to prove myself to anybody. I don't have to give in order to get something back from others. I can live my fullest, happiest life on my own terms, regardless of what other people think of me, what other people trying to tell me, their opinions, whatever. Like, I started to live how I want to live, not how other people want me to. So there are some steps that you can take in order to live that life, and I'm hoping that this video is gonna really help you to become the happiest and fullest version of yourself. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. It's gonna be so nice to see some comments, and let's begin. I know a lot of people believe that, especially like homemakers, ladies who are more delicate, more gentle, they're gonna give in easily. And like, let me tell you, this is not the case at all. You don't have to put that strong barrier in front of you saying, I've got the boundaries, I can do this, I can do that. Like, this is not how it works. So what I want to say is, you can still act like delicate flower, but you can have that firmness that, you can stand your ground so much that other people will never try to break your boundaries, because they will just know they can't do this. So the first thing that's on my list is definitely like having the boundaries, having a clear boundaries. Know what you want, know what you don't want, know what you like and what you don't like. If there are certain people you don't want to be around, but you feel pressurized just like because other people hanging out with them, or because your family members tells you to do so, just stop. Like, protect your time, protect your space, and let other people know that certain things are not good with you. You don't have to make a drama about it, you don't have to be like bitchy about it. You can just literally say, I'm sorry, I'm busy, I'm sorry, I don't have time. So establish that boundaries that will limit other people to get to you. I'm definitely 100% an introvert person. Funny enough, my husband told me that I'm definitely not an introvert. He always said like I'm more like an extrovert person, only because when I'm around other people I give my best. Like, I can talk to a stranger, I can go to different classes, and I can act like I was there for so many years. I can meet you tomorrow outside in the street, and I can have the best conversation ever. I'm not shy, I'm not jealous of other people, I'm just like me, because I live a good life, and I want to give that happiness to other people. So I am an introvert. I love spending time with myself. I love just watching movies. Like, when I come, I don't know if you know, guys, but I'm on holidays. It's been a second week and I'm basically on my own. Yes, I've seen my family, I've seen a few other people, but most of the times I'm like by myself, and I'm so happy with it. I can read my books, I can educate myself, I can focus on what I love and like. So yeah, I think it's absolutely fantastic to have me time. I know some people absolutely hate it, they have to be around other people. If you're one of those persons, just see if you like to be around other people, that's absolutely fine, but see if those people actually give you like a good emotions when you're around them. Or are you coming back home and you're feeling drained, you just want to go to sleep, you have a headache? Those are all the symptoms. Like, believe me, when you are around wrong people, your body is gonna give you signals. You're gonna have headache, you're gonna have sore throat, you're gonna be tired, you can have diarrhea, like you can have some stomach problems. There's so many different signs that our body is telling us, like, stop hanging out around those people and just listen to those. If you can't completely stop it, unless limit it, and limit the conversation that you have with those people. If you have to have it, just like focus on something else, focus on the weather, focus on aircon in the room, just focus on your own mind and don't be so present and emotional with them. Okay, number 2, take responsibility for your emotions and also let other people to take responsibility for their emotions. I think everybody understands when I said take a responsibility for your own emotions. You can do it by not getting mad on other people just because they act in certain ways that you don't like. So for example, if there is a family member that is doing something in your opinion that is wrong, but you getting upset over it time after time after time, I think that's a signal. I mean, first of all, if you can't limit the time that you spend with the person, great, but if you can't, just think about how does it affect you and why is it triggering you so much? Our emotions, we are not our emotions, okay? We feel our emotions, but they come and go. One day we can love the person, the other day we can hate the person. So it's not like the emotions are there 100%, you can't change them. They are like a river, they flow through you. So if you allow those emotions to take over you, you're gonna become very emotional, very needy. You're not gonna live your happy life. By all means, you will not be the person that you want to be because other people are gonna have control over you. When person, anybody, a boyfriend, a guy, a family member, when they have emotional control over you, that's it, they already winning the game, and bye bye, there is nothing you can do about it. You're gonna be triggered, you're gonna get jealous, you're gonna run to them just to explain yourself. You're gonna have to over explain yourself because you will feel like other people have that have that emotional control over you. Don't let it, okay? Get emotional control back. Think about what's inside you that's triggering you, why this person is triggering you. Just because maybe it's because that person has a clear boundaries and you don't, and that's why you feel like jealous, you feel upset. Maybe the person said something that you think it's not very nice, but did she say it to hurt you and did she succeed? Okay, did she really get into you? Could you not react different in that way? Could you not say, you know what, like, I don't really care what you're saying, and literally, like, don't even think a second about it, just move on, keep going. Like, ask yourself those questions, okay? Because sometimes we believe like the world is against us, and in reality we just take everything so personally. Like, we just can't live a day, those days, that somebody's not gonna get upset over another person. You have to be so politically correct. You can't correct another person, you can't speak about it. People going to the court for over tiny matters, and I think it's just so crazy those days. I would say if you can't speak your truth, by all means, I hope that truth it's not gonna hurt anybody. If it's a nice truth, you've got to say it, you've got to speak it. If it's not so nice, maybe, leave that thought for yourself or for your journal or for the God or for your husband or somebody who really, who can just take that sort of thing. But if it's so negative, just, look inside you and see what is it. Let me just see my notes. Once you're gonna allow other people to be responsible for their emotions, what you're gonna see is, people can get mad sometimes, okay? Maybe it's because they invite you to a party and you decided you won't go because you had other things to do, or because maybe she's not that good friend of yours. It can be anything, but let's imagine that situation. You refused, you say thank you very much, I'm busy, and then she gets upset because of it. Is it your problem really, or is it her problem? Let her deal with her emotions, okay? Let's say if your husband asked you to do something and this really doesn't sit well with you and you just don't want to do it. I think you have every single right to refuse and say, nah, I'm not doing this, I'm not going there. I want, I don't want to see that person, I don't feel good about it, and you just speak your own truth. If you don't want to do something, nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, should be able to force you to do something against your will. If there is somebody who's doing it, I mean, you're in trouble. Like, don't let other people to dictate your life. And how you can learn it? You can learn to do it. You can learn to do it by allowing other people to have their emotions and deal with them. We are all adults, okay? we went to school, we went to universities, we are working, we have families or friends, like whatever, and I'm hoping you are above 18 when you're watching it. You are adult enough to have your own life, and you're adult enough to dictate your own life, and don't let other people to tell you what the hell you're supposed to be doing. Because the truth is, a lot of people will want to tell you what's good and what's bad in their opinion, but at the end of the day, you have to eat the cake, okay? You have to sleep in the bed that you made. They won't. They will give you free advice, but by all means, they're not going to sleep with you in the same bed. They have their own life, and when you get back to them, you're going to be mad on them because they give you the wrong opinion. Guess what? They're not going to live up to it. They're not going to admit that they give you that opinion. At the end of the day, it's your life, okay? So that takes me to another step. You need to live according to your values. What are your values? If you want to live your own life, you need to understand the goals, the values, what's important for you and what's not. And that can change. That can change in any moment, anytime. So don't feel like just because you said something yesterday, it's got to be the same today. I mean, don't be like a flag, okay? Just have your own opinions and your own values and stick to them if you feel this is right. Yeah, that can be anything. When you see somebody who is struggling or who is being abused, and you won't speak it, you're just gonna go past it, you're just gonna walk by it and you won't react. I think that's on you, okay? If you see that somebody else is hurting but you didn't take all the possible steps that you could, that means that there is something wrong with you. That's my opinion and that's my values, and I know I'm gonna stick by it. I've always stood up for other people, and I probably will, okay, if I know this is the right way and this is the right place to do it. But of course, I had another values when I was 18 or 20. I loved partying. I thought my friends are my world. I didn't really have that good connections, like a family connections that I have now, because I didn't value it that much. But now, because I'm older and I understand, I understood those things. Yes, I treat my family as something very important. They're on top of my priority list. So yes, the values can change. They don't have to be the same all the time. But as long as you have them, and as long as you can stood by them without letting other people to dictate your values, your opinions, your truth, then you're a winner, okay? You're winning in this life already. Okay, forgive and move forward. I'm not going to talk a lot about it, but forgiveness is so important in order to move forward, to live your own life on your own terms. If you have that nasty feeling inside you, it can be, over 10 years ago or 15 years ago, somebody said something, somebody did something to you. You keep overthinking about that situation. You're reliving that situation 10,000 times, but it only happened once. That situation happened. It's gone, like, even if that was very traumatic to you, learn how to forgive and how to move forward. I understand sometimes the things that other people did to us are so hard, okay? I've been there, I've done that. I didn't always live my happiest life. There were things that people told me, there were things that people did to me. I know what betrayal is. I know, I had my heart broken. I understand those things, but I also understood that I can only move forward if I'm gonna forget all of those things. Because as long as I remember everything wrong that people did to me, I was reliving that situation. And I think I was also attracting people, the same people. And I didn't really understand, I'm such a good person, why this is happening to me? But in my head, I was keep reliving that, and the people around me was literally like the people that did wrong in my past. Different faces, different situations, but at the end of the day, I was the same. So I really had to sit down with myself and say, that's enough. It's time to forgive. It's time to move forward. It's time to cut myself off from a lot of different people. And that was okay. I forgave myself first and foremost. I had to forgive myself. And excuse me. Okay. sorry, let's go. I had to forgive myself and I had to forgive other people. But at the end of the day, there's nothing else to do, okay? You can either be your own worst enemy, live in your head, hate everybody, or you can just move on, live your fucking best life. Why not? Why not? Why not? Stop trying to prove other people wrong. And that's something that I stuck on for so long. I was always the one, when I heard that something was against my values, I was trying to prove that you're wrong and I'm right. Until I realized that because my values changed a lot, what I used to prove to other people, maybe it wasn't as much wrong as it was, okay? And then I understood, like, why do I have to live for other people? If somebody is not asking you for the advice, don't give your advice. If somebody thinks that what they do is so right, yes, of course, you can tell your opinion, you're so welcome to do it, but don't prove other people like you're wrong, you can't do this, you're not allowed to do this, like so many people trying to prove that the people around them live in the wrong way. At the end of the day, there isn't such a thing like one perfect way. Everybody have their own way, everybody are happy in different scenarios, and we just have to understand it. So when you are the person who's always trying to prove she is wrong, you're wrong, he is wrong, you're the only one right in this, in the whole circle, that means there is nothing wrong with other people around you. There's everything wrong with you. Okay? Everything wrong. That's not to tell you that you are a bad person. That's just to tell you that you need to realize, rather than focusing on what other people believe, again, focus on yourself. Rather than spending the time proving other people wrong, spend that time wisely. Go on, go on holidays, go to the cinema, and get a hobby, like really, really good hobby that you can continue for like the rest of your life. This is so rewarding, and this is, like, you don't need the drama. We don't really need the drama in life, but we keep creating it. When you're trying to prove other people that you are right and they are wrong, you're making enemies around your life, in your life. You're making enemies out of other people, and in reality, you don't need enemies. You need friends. You need good people. You need people who's gonna cheer for you. So stop telling other people they're wrong, move on, and live your life. I think on this occasion, I'm gonna recommend you a book that one of my friends gave me many years ago, but I think like it was still valid. It's so profound and such a basic book, and the title is How to Not Give a Fuck. I think that was the title. I think I'm gonna put it somewhere here, because I can't remember exactly. I know there was a F word in the book, and there was quite a lot of swear words in that book. But the book really opened my eyes. Like, just don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck about what other people tell you. And that's how you're not gonna allow other people to control you. That's not, you're not gonna allow other people to have control over you. You're not gonna allow other people to dictate your life. And maybe one of the last one now is face your fears. Face all of your fears, and trust me, like, I know I can just say it casually, okay, face your fears, so what? But we all have fears inside. No matter if you're a pope, if you're the best NBA player, if you are a homemaker, a lovely lady who is selling vegetables on the street, we all have our own fears. If you're gonna allow fears to run your life, you're never gonna be able to live on your terms. And sometimes you have to face your fears, literally like face them and say, hello, what can I do for you? What can you do for me? Can we help one another? I used to have a fear about speaking, in public. There is no way I would be able to, speak in front of the camera. No way, no bloody chance. I wouldn't be able to speak in front of more than like 2 or 3 people, because in my head, I had so many different fears. What they're gonna think about me? They're all looking at me. Maybe there's something wrong with my teeth. Maybe there's something wrong with my hair. Maybe there's something wrong with me. What if I'm saying the wrong thing? This is all in my head. It's crazy, it's madness, and I know it's not nice. And another fear that I had was obviously speaking in English and my accent. I used to hate my accent, even though I never tried to change it. I've never tried to learn the proper English accent. I always kept my Polish accent. But then and I used to hate it. I used to feel like I'm less than somebody else just because of my accent. And how crazy is that, There's billion and billion of people traveling around the world. Everybody have different accent. Even people in England, English person, sometimes they can't understand English person, and that's okay. Sometimes two English people, they were next to me, and one of them asked me, what the hell did he just said? Because I didn't get him. And I look at him and I said, listen, I'm from Poland and you don't understand what he's saying? Crazy. And then I trusted my intuition, and I trusted the God, and I understood that everything's happening for the reason. So if the God wanted me to have my accent, that means there is a reason for it. And since then, oh my God, I cannot tell you how many people told me that I have really nice accent. They always ask me, oh, you're from Poland? Sometimes they can't guess. Sometimes they're guessing, all over the world. But that doesn't matter to me, okay? As long as I know my worth and I know my value, they can ask, they can say anything, and I'm not gonna be mad. My self-worth and my self-esteem is not based on what other people tell me, and it's definitely not based on whether other people like me or not. I used to want to be likable, and that's okay. A lot of people want to have friends around them, but as long as you don't dictate other people to tell you what to do, that's fine. Sometimes it can be even family members who tell you that the way you live is not, is not right. They can be very mean, they can be very honest about it. And as long as you can keep the boundaries and say, listen, this is my life, I appreciate your opinion, I thank you so much for the advice, but I'm moving on, and I can do whatever I want. If I can give you like the last tips that I learned in my life, I understand that not a lot of people trust in God, and not everybody will be, but in my life, God has helped me a lot. And knowing that there is something much bigger than you, that there is something greater than you, that there is a bigger plan in that picture, and that nothing is just like the accident, everything happened for the reason. Once you're gonna understand this truly inside you and within you, your life gonna be so much more peaceful. You're gonna attract better people, you're gonna attract better scenarios. And even if there is something wrong, because not everything is right always, like it's not always like life is perfect, right? As long as you know that there is another person that has your back, and this is God. I mean, come on, like God has your back, okay? You cannot have the more powerful person, let's call it, okay? You cannot have the more powerful creature, the more powerful force, okay? You cannot have the more powerful force than God. And if you believe that the God is on your side, that the God has your back, I mean, come on, what bad can happen to you, right? Because the belief is everything. You can believe. I think it even says in Bible that whatever you believe, you become, okay? Whatever you believe is true. There was a very good saying that my old boss used to say, and he said, wherever you think you can, you're right. Wherever you think you cannot do it, you're also right. Because it's all about your beliefs. So if you believe that you're small, you are insignificant, you're nothing, you're like a piece of dust in this world, there is nothing you can change, that's how your life gonna be, okay? And I know sometimes we are in very hard positions to be. Not everybody have good life, but as long as you truly believe that there is a God and there is goodness and there is a reason for everything, I think your life's gonna change for a better, 100%. And I want this video to, maybe to help other people, but also to remind you that in this DNA, even with so much internet and so many, so much technology around us, I think we can still feel very lonely. Each day we look on Instagram, on YouTube, maybe we hang out around other people, but we can still feel that loneliness. And that loneliness, it's very hard sometimes, it's so hard to keep it, okay? And sometimes we don't have other people to talk about it. Yeah, we just wanna put the mask on, and we want to pretend like everything is fine, we got it, we are hardworking people, we can do it, especially women these days. we don't want to argue, we don't want to complain, we want to just say, listen, I can have a job, I can have life, I can have family, I can do it all. But at the end of the day, you can have it all and you can still feel so lonely in your life. And I really want to say that you're not lonely, you're not alone. Even when you feel it that way, that doesn't mean that feeling is it's very valid, it's your feeling, but that doesn't mean that that feeling cannot go away. Feelings can go away. Okay, if you want to write to me, please do. If you want to give me a comment below, I'm more than happy to to read your comment. And I wish you a very happy weekend. I don't know if I'm going to be able to edit the video today. Maybe I will. It's just going to be a quick edit, nothing too much, nothing like I'm not going to delete a lot of things. So please stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, and I love you so much, my beautiful people, beautiful friends. Bye.